Hey guys, it's Bria and welcome to my channel. So today, well, pause. So I need to go to the store real quick. I'm talking kind of low because it's late. My roommate's sleeping. It's about 11:48 at night, and before we get into what I'm actually here to talk about, I need to go to the store and get some potato chips because I've been craving chips for the past like hour and a half. I'm trying to be good and not have certain foods in the house, but this is bad. I'm having a moment and I just need to go get some potato chips. There's a store that's open 24 hours. I definitely should not be out right now at almost midnight. So nobody tell my grandmother. But yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Maybe get some popsicles too, and then I'm gonna be back, and then we can talk. But like, this is bad. I need to go. Like, this is not one of those neighborhoods that's like popping late at night. Like, it is dead quiet in this neighborhood. Yeah. So the more I was out, the more I was like, girl, you really shouldn't be out, because as you could see a little bit later in the clips, once I got closer to the grocery store here in Kalispell, the roads were kind of funky just with how much snow was just like piled up in certain areas. And like, thankfully I have my snow tires on, but I have very little clearance between the ground and the bottom of my vehicle. So it was tough. I was like, I'm gonna be real embarrassed if I get stuck out here at midnight when I really shouldn't even be out here. But praise God, thankfully I did not get stuck. Okay, so now popsicles. All right, so I'm back, and it's a lot later than I thought it was gonna be, or it's a lot later than I had hoped it would be when I got back. So yeah, it's currently like 1:10 in the morning. Definitely did not intend for it to be that late when we got back, but here we are. So it sucks because the first store I went to, again, these are Super Ones, and the Super One's supposed to be a grocery store that is open 24 hours. And the one that's closest to me was closed. So I had to go all the way to the other one down the street, farther away, because I was committed and I was already in the car. But yeah, I've had my little fill in the car of the sour cream and onion chips, and now I'm realizing why I was craving them so much. And yes, I was genuinely wanting them, but also I was hungry because I've only had one meal today that consisted of a small chicken thigh with a regular serving of like butternut squash ravioli, which was good, but was all that I ate today. So I'm actually hungry and not just craving these chips, but regardless, that's neither here nor there. So for those of you who don't know or are new to the channel, I just turned 29. I turned 29 on the 18th of December, and I want to talk about kind of things that I am wanting to focus on this year, as I am in the last year of my 20s, and I want to set myself up for success as far as my 30s are concerned. And there are some things that I just wanted to like bring to the table as goals or resolutions, if you will, for 2024. And I want to talk about them on the channel because I feel like it'll be better for me to put them out there. It'll help hold me accountable, and also like I'll do like progress updates during the year to let you guys know like what I'm doing to try to help achieve these goals, where I'm at, and then just like so we could talk about it later. So yeah, I'm trying to speak a little bit quieter because it is late, and I am in the living room where it's not dirty because my room was kind of, she's looking a little filthy right now. So, but we're not gonna talk about that. Okay, so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at some notes that I wrote down to help keep me on track. My iPad's here, so that's why you can see the light in my glasses. So I have 5 things that I believe can help set me up better for the beginning of my 30s, and also just make the most of this year. I feel like 2023, I was kind of in neutral. Like I truly feel like I was reactionary instead of being proactive about things. And while I had a great year, like I've done some great things in 2023, I had a lot of fun. I think that it held more potential than was realized. And I don't want to say the same for 2024. So, oh, not you decided to shut down. So, of course, the first goal. Can you even talk about resolutions or goals without talking about a weight loss goal? Like, I feel like it's just, it has to be. So I plan to lose 60 pounds this year. So I am right now about 260, which is like not good. Is not good. And I'm hoping to lose 60 pounds this year because this past year, 2023, I really started to feel the ramifications, the consequences, the weight on my body. I am a quite short person. I'm only 5'3". And this past year, I just feel like my knees and my back are hurting way more than ever. And I just feel like it's time to do something before things get even harder, because I hear constantly how much harder it is to lose weight once you get older. And I do have PCOS, which is something that I haven't talked about on my channel, not because I haven't wanted to, but more so because I often don't feel like I have enough information to share about it. But part of PCOS is that it can be very difficult to lose weight, very easy to gain weight, not impossible, but it definitely can make things harder. But I have lost a substantial amount of weight before, and I believe I can do it again. I just have to put my mind to it. I have some shorter term goals to help me reach this kind of long-term overarching goal that can be sometimes overwhelming. But I have some steps that I'm going to take to get there. I am deleting the food delivery apps on my phone. I plan to make more home cooked meals throughout the week. And so I do think that I can do this. And it's why I'm also putting this out there so that you guys could be like, hey girl, how's that going? How's the progress? So that's that. I also just need to eat more consistently, because part of having PCOS, people who have PCOS likely have disordered eating, and I eat very disorderly. You know what I'm trying to say. So today I only had the one meal that really wasn't sufficient for a whole day. But I'm pretty sure 2 days ago I had a ginormous meal from McDonald's or something. So it's all over the place. So second thing that I really want to try to focus on this year is creating a stream of income that is location independent or not location dependent. I don't know when, but I really want to be in a position to be able to travel again. And I feel like I experience a level of stress when I'm traveling and I'm spending money, but there's nothing coming in. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be restricted by having to come back and work and save money before traveling again. I want to be able to travel for an extensive amount of time and still have some money coming in from some resource. And so I'm going to be doing some research into something that I like enough to spend time doing, because the thing about kind of lofty goals is that naturally motivation will wane over time. And so one thing I want to do is make sure that whatever I choose is something that I genuinely like to some degree, because the motivation is not always going to be there. And there has to also be a plan in place for when that motivation naturally wanes. And so I'm looking into a few things. I'm not quite sure about what that stream of income will be, but I'll talk more about that later as I kind of figure that out. But I just feel as though that's a good move for me. So following that up, I really know that I need to budget my money better and save more and spend less. So I was raised by spenders who never were taught or learned how to save, invest, or build wealth at all. It's really something I've noticed a lot in my family. It's just like this lack of financial knowledge and just making really bad decisions financially. And it's something that I've experienced in my own life, and that I unfortunately spent a lot of my 20s making poor financial decisions. And so I know like this year I really want to turn that around, because I'm not budgeting. I'm spending whatever comes in. And it's more of an afterthought of like, oh, what did I spend that money on again? And so I know I need to be way more like organized with like budgets and like how much am I spending for food? How much is going out for this? Because right now, money coming out as it came in, and it's just like where it went, I don't know. And so I know I have to budget. Saving is something that feels very contrary to my nature. It feels very opposite to my instincts, and so it's something that I have to actively like think about. I don't know. I think once I budget and figure out where my money is going and maybe cut back on some things, the saving bit will become easier because I'll actually know what I have available. Because right now, I couldn't tell you, which is a problem, obviously. And then spend less. I think that this is just going to have to take a lot of restraint. I think that I'm going to have to be a little bit more conscious. Like the spending less thing, I think can be helped by the next point I'm going to talk about, because I just get in this mindset of I have to have that. I really want that. Like, and I just enjoy spending money. Like I enjoy the action of spending money just a wee bit too much, if you know what I mean. I enjoy ordering things and waiting for them to come in. I love shopping, and so I think part of me is gonna have to find some other way to spend my time. And also I realized recently that I do tend to use shopping as like, kind of like when you eat when you're sad. Sometimes I shop when I'm sad and I'm like, this is a problem. Oh my God. Like, and I know it's the case because I'll order something and I'll be in the mood to order something. I'm like, I'm kind of sad. Let me order something online, right? So I'll order something, and then sometimes I don't even care that it's arrived because it's just the dopamine like kick of ordering something, right? That sometimes I'm just like, oh, that came in. It's not good. It's not good. We gotta fix that. Like, sometimes I just don't even know how to spend time without spending money. Like, I don't know how to go out and have a good time without spending a ridiculous amount of money. I don't know. We'll have to work on that. 4 is that I plan to spend less time online. Now, not less time with YouTube, but less time like on social media in general. Like, so this should be more so like number 4 should be more so like spending less time like on social media, i.e. like Instagram. So I'm on X for Twitter, but not on it. Like I have it, it's just like Snoop, but I don't really use it. I don't know really how to use it, if I'm being quite honest. The same goes for TikTok. Like I'm on there for research purposes, but I don't know how to use it, and I really am scared to use it more often because I am already like addicted to Instagram, and I don't need anything else to be like vying for my time, quite frankly. And so I realized that I tend to spend more the more that I am on Instagram, because that's where I see all the things that I end up buying. And so like if I don't see them, then I don't know that they exist, and then I don't go out of my way to buy them. And so for that reason, and also just like I feel very embarrassed sometimes about the amount of time that I spend scrolling on Instagram. Like, it does nothing, absolutely nothing for me, but it's just a time sucker. Like, it just sucks all the time. And I'm like, there's literally a dozen other things that I could be doing right now, and I'm not doing them because I'm scrolling on Instagram for 5 hours. That's embarrassing to say. Goodness gracious. It's not good. It's not good. And so recently I bought a Lego set, and I loved this Lego set. It was so fun to put together, and it was something that took time away from me scrolling. Like, I know that time would have been spent with me scrolling, but instead I was putting together a Lego set with my hands, which I found to be very rewarding for some reason. But I'm also like, that's kind of an expensive habit, which doesn't really work well for the spend less goal, because them things was expensive. So I don't know what to say about that, but it was really fun. It got me away from my phone, and I like putting things together with my hands. So the last thing is something that is kind of personal to me. So for those of you who don't know, like I've mentioned it before, but I am a Christian, and I am very far from perfect. And one of the things that I know that I have to do in 2024 is make God, in reading my Bible and building a relationship with Him, a priority in my life. I spent a lot of 2023 being, quite frankly, like on the fence, being very wishy-washy with my faith. And I think it's one of the worst places to be. In the Bible, it's called being lukewarm. And it's basically, you need to choose. You have to, like, either you're going to choose faith, or you're going to choose like the world and like distance yourself from God. You, like, being in the middle is like one of the most lonely places to be, because you'll often feel like you're not holy enough to hang out with other Christians, but you will feel like you're not worldly enough to hang out with people other like non-Christians. So it can be very lonely and debilitating, almost to a degree, to waffle. And I know that for the betterment of my life and the life of my family, that I can't spend time messing with things and with people that lead me farther away from God and what I know to be right and true and good. Ultimately, I just feel like I spent a lot of time last year just distant from God, just because I was choosing to do things that I knew that were not, at the end of the day, were not healthy or helpful for me mentally or in any way, really. Things that were pleasurable, things that felt good but weren't good. Like, I think that very much is a thing of participating in things or doing things or taking things that feel good but are not good for you. And so I feel like I participated in that a lot, and it just caused me to be separated from God and to feel a little bit lost and kind of untethered. And so I know that for the betterment of my life, of my well-being, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and for the betterment of my family, that I have to be praying every day, reading my Bible every day, and rebuilding a relationship with God, because I have definitely not been doing that. And I do think it's very important. Me personally, that is just me. Those are my 5 goals for 2024, the last year that I will be in my 20s, which is sometimes it's kind of hard to think about that, because it is very much the end of like an era, so to speak. And the one thing that I refuse to give into is this idea that, oh, like the 20s was all great, and like this idea that 30s are gonna suck, or like those memes that I've been seeing the past couple of years where it's like, oh, 1993 babies, like the 30s is coming for you, or 94 babies, here come the 30s, like there's something to be feared. It's like, yo, My 20s was like just a mess. Like I was confused, didn't know what I was doing, who I was spending money recklessly. Like I look forward to my 30s because I feel like I'll become, not become, but I feel like I'll be a more confident version of myself because already at this point in time I feel like I know myself more and I feel more I feel like I have more self-confidence than I did definitely in my like early 20s. But I'm looking forward to my 30s. Like I feel like people in their 30s have like a glow up. Like you know when you see celebrities and you see them like in their early 20s versus like their mid 30s and you're like, they look good in their mid 30s. Like I feel like I'm gonna have a glow up. Like just wait and see. Like I really think that I'm gonna have a glow up. I'm gonna be confident. I'm gonna be looking good, feeling good, doing well, doing well. Yeah, I feel that wholeheartedly. But yeah, I'm gonna go now because again, it is 1:30 a.m. and I still have to edit this video and upload it. So yeah. So I really want to know, like, did you guys make any resolutions for this year? Did you make any goals? Like, I know that people talk kind of bad about resolutions, but I still think that they make sense. I think it makes sense to start off the year with goals in mind. I do think that we have to be somewhat realistic, and also have a roadmap of some sort, a plan of some sort as to how we're going to accomplish like larger goals, because sometimes I think we tend to make these huge overwhelming goals and not like give ourselves like a plan as to how we're going to accomplish them. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with the concept of a resolution. It's like blaming the concept of a gym for someone not seeing results when they go to the gym. That doesn't make any sense, right? So I just want to know, did you guys make any resolutions? Did you make any goals? Do you not believe in resolutions? Let me know down let me know down in the comments. Like this video if you've liked it. Subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Ugh.